Hello everyone, this is ex-Bethelite here, and I have a question for Jehovah's Witnesses. When your car battery dies, do you fix it as far as going and getting another one? Or do you wait until the end of the system of things, or the end of the world for people who are not Jehovah's Witnesses? When you have an issue with plumbing, do you just use the bathroom outside and wait till the end of the system of things, or do you go ahead and fix it now? If you lose your job, do you go ahead and apply for unemployment until you get a new job? Or since the end of the world is tomorrow, do you just go ahead, or the end of the world is very, very soon, do you just go ahead and wait for the new system or the end of the world to come, and all those things will be resolved? Well, all Jehovah's Witnesses know that whenever there is an issue or a problem that affects them, especially a dire one, they want to try and do what they can to resolve the problem as soon as possible. Of course, it'd be nice if God's kingdom comes and fixes all the issues all together. That's a good thing. That's very, very nice. However, until then, they will do what they can in order to make sure that they have food in the refrigerator, transportation to and from work. They're very aware of human needs and filling those needs. Well, I have an issue that I'm going to need you guys to help me with, because I try to be fair. Seeing as how we are very well aware that Jehovah's Witnesses know exactly what issues are that affect people's well-being. They know what they are. They know people need food because they need food. Comment down below. Give me a call, 937-789-4029, if you think Jehovah's Witnesses are unaware that there are certain needs that people have, and that those needs need to be met as soon as possible. Now, explain to me why there are no charities. Explain to me why you have people that don't have food, and there are a number of reasons why a person could not have food, why a person could be without a place to stay, and without a job. One of those reasons is that a person could have been a member of Jehovah's Witnesses and served at Bethel and been tossed out. So there are a lot of reasons where a person is not a bad person, not necessarily a lazy person, but things can happen where they can be in need. Now, you're very aware that there are people in need. And Jehovah's Witnesses, I tell you what, I did a video about the hurricane in Texas, and you got people who I guess claim to be Jehovah's Witnesses saying that they sent money to this charity and they sent money to that charity. Well, I'm very sure that the Catholic Church or the Red Cross or whatever other organization, because you didn't send that money to Watchtower, whatever other organization you sent that money to, that's good. Very good thing. That's a step in the right direction. However, since you sent that money, You just admitted that you know there's a need in Texas, and you know that your organization that you say is so above reproach that it's the only one God could use is not making that a priority. Therefore, you sent that money somewhere else, very likely to another religious institution. That's sorry. That is a sorry excuse for, there's no way around that. I can see a person just being so deluded that they just, unless they're faced with an issue, they just really don't know. It's a possibility a person can be that just damaged mentally by the cult, that they're just not aware of anything other than their next Watchtower study. However, there are people who are sending money to organizations, outside of the Jehovah's Witnesses, because they know it's a need, they know it's important, they know humans are important, and they have things that they need, and disasters and hardships and things of that sort. So since you know it's important, number one. Number two, you know your organization, Jehovah's Witnesses or Watchtower, makes it that it's not a priority at all. They're not doing anything to help anybody out as far as major relief efforts and things of that sort. I was born and raised one. Don't even try it. I was born and raised one. There's other people that have been in it 50 years and they never had the opportunity to give. There was never any money taken up for anybody in need outside of the organization or inside the organization, half the time for that matter. So don't even try the stupidity of, I sent money to the Red Cross, so that means Jehovah's Witnesses are great. No, you sent it to the Red Cross, which means the Red Cross is great. And you're a nice person for sending it to the Red Cross. But there's just no way around saying that you lack sound thinking ability if you have chosen an organization that makes it not a priority. They don't do anything. And you know they don't do anything. It's so bad. That should be bad enough. That should make you as upset as I am right now. However, here's another issue. Jehovah's Witnesses will, since their organization does not prioritize helping others with anything outside of a Bible study to try to convert them, there's witnesses that will kind of come up with ways to not help their family. You can contact my sister or call me. I'll contact her for you and ask if her father, who is an elder, has sent her so much as a dime. Ever. You know what I mean? There is no excuse. There's zero excuse for Jehovah's Witnesses to have elderly parents, and because they don't want to be a part of the religion or whatever, to just not help them. Yeah, humans have needs. That's a little bit more important than whether or not they're going to be present at the next Watchtower study. If you're not helping out your elderly parents and you're putting on a nice suit thinking God is going to be impressed because you raised your hand and you gave a comment at the Watchtower discussion, then you lack sound thinking ability. If you have children and you're not telling them anything about life outside of, they need to study their Watchtower. You're not telling them that they need to prepare for life. They need to go to school. They need to get a trade. You're not telling them how to be successful, helping them with homework. You're not doing anything but bringing them to the hall and dressing them up, because all you want to focus on is having a title at the Kingdom Hall, doing as much at the Kingdom Hall so you can get a title, which means you don't have as much time for your family and kids. And then you have kids that don't want to necessarily be a part of it, and the parents use that as an excuse. That's an excuse because they know full well that if a person is in need, you help them, which means you have to keep somewhat contact with your relatives, especially direct relatives, whether they live in your house or not. They use every little excuse. Find that in the Bible, where if someone is not under your roof, you do not help them, especially a family member that needs something. Now, this happens too much. I hear about it far too much. You guys know I get into discussions with people about this subject, and this is what's upsetting me, is I keep hearing from people who don't have much. Why don't they have much? Because they were raised in a cult that told them education ain't important because the end of the world is around the corner. Stop acting like you guys didn't teach that when everybody in the country knows you did. Everybody didn't just wake up with that idea in their head all of a sudden. I can send you the quote if you, for whatever reason, don't believe it. And I know that some people don't believe that it was ever taught because they know a JW that went to college. That's a JW that didn't listen to that instruction. Just because they went don't mean it wasn't never taught. People lack sound thinking ability. It's getting to the point where if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you're a part of a religion that has basically taught things that's flat out not correct, such as 607 BCE, 1975, the generation of 1914, the blood doctrine that's flip-flop as far as fraction, non-fraction, whatever they want to come up with next. And you're dealing with a religion that doesn't do anything to help people. There ain't no way. If Jesus was on earth today, he would be not doing anything to help people, especially when you see him doing it so much in the Bible. But you have a religion full of people that think they're Christian and they don't do anything Jesus would have done. He definitely wouldn't be walking around ignoring his family members because he wants to knock on doors and pass out magazines to people, and you lack sound thinking ability. There's the scripture about God's word will not come back without results. We all know that Jehovah's Witnesses have gotten darn near everything they taught wrong, or there isn't very much scriptural basis for it, or they study the Revelation book, then they just pull that out of circulation because that's all wrong. How much of that needs to happen? I've gone to Bethel, eat, breathe, sleep Jehovah's Witnesses, gone to Bethel, then I come back from Bethel traumatized. You do not go to paradise and come back traumatized. That is not possible. That is impossible. I could have messed around and committed suicide because my whole family that are Jehovah's Witnesses, hey, they don't want to look into it. You know what I mean? You have somebody that my family is not close, but they all knew I was die-hard Jehovah's Witness. You hear me? I was auxiliary pioneering at Bethel. No, they didn't say I had to do it. I did it because of zeal. That's the same zeal I had the entire time I began to, really from the time I got baptized. So that's years and years and years. And if anybody knew anything about Marcus, is that if he ain't at the English congregation, he's at the Spanish congregation, or he's out in service. Now, Marcus goes to Bethel, which is the headquarters of the one organization that they say Jehovah is using, supposedly paradise on earth, because there's nothing but Jehovah's Witnesses there. Even if I run into a disagreement. I'm not coming back traumatized. I came back traumatized. I came back not coming out of my room. I came back messed up. They knew it. This is not a situation where there's Jehovah's Witnesses that lack sound reasoning ability. These are people who like what they're doing and they don't care if other people get hurt. Point blank and period. You have a mixture of people. Some flat out lack sound thinking ability. Others know that there's something wrong. It's impossible to send somebody to paradise and they come back traumatized. How? Explain that to me. Then it wasn't paradise then. Now, if they came back traumatized, then that meant some major things went on. So there was a family meeting, right? We went to get down to the nitty gritty of what happened. No, everybody just, well, forget him. We'll go on to the hall. We won't even discuss it, really. Maybe he's on drugs. That's what my stepfather said, right? I came straight from Bethel to knowing drug dealers and whatnot. That's not even somebody lacking sound thinking ability. That is just a sorry excuse for a human being is what that is. You don't believe me? Ask my sister, Andrea. That's her father. So ask her. I'm getting ready to head in. So you guys let me know what you think on this topic. It makes me upset because I know of people who have run on hard times, and you have all these other churches doing everything that they can to help out, and you got people that are out here in the community doing things to make a difference. You got all these Jehovah's Witnesses that ain't doing nothing. It makes me mad. Ex-Wallkill Bethelite signing out.